One of the cases that I've really stuck with me is a case involving a 6-year-old boy who we worked with, who came to the U.S. with his father. I'm going to call him Mateo. Mateo arrived with his dad. They were apprehended by Customs and Border Patrol agents, and they were initially placed in a vehicle with other migrants, and they were being driven along the border. And the way Mateo described it, at some point the vehicle stopped and the Border Patrol agent turned around and ordered 6-year-old Mateo to get out of the vehicle. There was a woman on the side of the road who we believe was a Customs and Border Patrol agent as well, who was sort of waiting for him. And Mateo just, clung to his dad and wouldn't get out of the van. And so the agent then, more forcefully tried ordering Mateo to get out of the car, and Mateo just looked at his father and tears were running down his cheeks, and his father realized that if he didn't do something, this officer was going to take his child by force. So his dad took Mateo's hand and, said, I'll get out of the car with you, and together they got out of the van. And then as soon as Mateo got out, this woman took him and held him, and his dad was forced to get back in the vehicle and drive away. And so when we started working with Mateo, he was so angry with his father. He didn't understand that his father was forced to do this. He thought his father had tricked him, had abandoned him. When we'd ask about his family, he would just look at the floor and he wouldn't speak. He was having nightmares and wetting the bed. We were the first ones actually to make contact with Mateo's dad. Mateo's dad had actually been deported in the meantime, and he was back in home country. And when we finally talked to him, he just broke down weeping. He was so relieved to hear that Mateo was okay, but he just desperately wanted his son returned home. So we initiated the process, and Mateo had to go before an immigration judge to request that he be allowed to return home voluntarily. And so we sort of, were with him throughout that entire process.